The Galaxy Heroes, Mikey here, and I've got a selection of GAC battles. So this is me trying to use what I consider cheaper options to counter. Sorry, I will get there. And just looking on Swago GG, it was putting forward that there's I believe there's an 84% success rate with GG against CLS. So it's like, oh, those numbers are high enough for me. So let's have a crack at it. And here is me having said crack. So my tic tacs were to get Chewie out of the way, because Chewie provides buffs to Han and this another. I'm not sure. Obviously, I can rewind, but yeah, you don't want that on there. Unfortunately, I think I misplayed this a bit in going after Han before going after Chupio, but is what it is. So there's a bit of additional protection popped up there. But I think we are successful. And of course, the nice thing is that CLS has got a target lock on him, which means that he won't counter because of that, as part of the mechanics in target lock under GG, I believe. Not sure if any other tunes have that mechanic, but there you go. So now we're down to basically Chupio, because I'm not going to waste energy trying to take out C-3PO. He will just quit when we kill Chupio. And we should kill Chupio. We've got enough firepower here. Still got 20 odd stacks of B1, so da-da! Or is it B2? I always get confused between those two. But that's that. Here was another one. So basically we're opening with droid on droid action. Well, yeah, droid on droid action. So this is me just trying to use Dr. Aphra. I'm not brave enough to try her against Jabba now that her army's gone and she's nowhere near as effective as she was. But yeah, again, it was another one that flagged up as a potential I'm going to call this a cheat, because it was a very, it beats some stuff. If we can get rid of Dash, I'm more than happy, because I've got other squads. I mean, for me the main Dash counter has been Traya, and that's not the case now. Traya is doing serious work. So yeah, unfortunately Dash is not an A team that I really have to be worried about. He's more of a B team that can be problematic if things go tits up. So yeah, the annoyance that is L337, and of course the fact that we're all dazed, so we're not getting any assists on the assist abilities, or not at the moment. That doesn't sound right, whichever way I try and replay it. This stage of the battle, I must admit, I'm getting a bit on the frustrated side of things. The other thing for me using Aphra is the fact that it gave me the opportunity of using HK47, who, with the new Sith shake-up, or Sith Empire shake-up, HK's pretty much been parked on the bench, and because an old player, and HK had a massive buff with Sith Empire. Of course, I invested a lot into that particular toaster. So any option I think of actually having it viable, would, yeah, just makes sense, kind of using your roster. What I really need to do is start to analyse what I've got left on the bench at the end of these, and if there's consistently the same squads, then perhaps putting those onto my defences, strengthen them a bit. So here we go. Nice little segue into Traya. So just clicking on there was far too much writing for me to get, but I've got two Savage Datacrons. One I slap on to my Lord Vader because it's got over 200% defense. The one on here I think has the inflict out when they're below 50%. So yeah. So this one's not as good, but seems to be quite effective. So I'm just switching who I'm going for here because I plan to annihilate third sister, aka Reva. We've already got one of them gone. That fifth over there with the hat is looking decidedly low health. Pop that. So yeah, I think there's two things really going on here. The first one is the Traya on me, which allows her to withstand all of this and all these being marked and so on. And the other one is Savage's Omi, which works an absolute treat against Reva third sister. There you go. So it's 75. So that was my opening battle there. These I keep spamming these. I'm liking that I have a consistent Lord Vader counter now. Lord Vader, I've tried with my bounty hunters. I don't know whether they're tuned right or what, but I always, I misplay more than I don't misplay. Maybe that's the way to put it. But I don't begrudge running this squad. As I've said in previous vids, prior to getting Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, my main use for JML was to solo Qui-Gon Jinn comps, which, although it's a solo, so you get added points obviously for that, and you're saving the rest of them. So I'm saving JKR for something else. It's always kind of been a bit of a waste, if that makes sense. I didn't feel that Qui-Gon comp was really, that it warranted a galactic legend for a counter, even be it a solo counter. I think part of it also was just laziness on my part. It's a pretty straightforward way of soloing, but now, of course, coming back to the moment, I've faced quite a few different LV comps, and I'm really enjoying what Jedi Knight Kestis is bringing to this this squad. Obviously, whether you can call her an elephant in the room, but there is the option of running Jolie. At present, go away, nasty tanky. I thought that I had enough there. Again, this is kind of perhaps that should have been Royal Guard because of the buffs that Royal Guard hands over, but again, coming back to a big part of the enjoyment I'm getting with this squad is basically cherry pick those attackers that you can dispose of early. Obviously, we've got we have 2 Jedis here who can ignore taunt in Jedi Master Luke and Jedi Knight Revan, and technically once Jedi Knight Cal Kestis is his, what do we call it, his ultimate, he can also ignore taunt. Yeah, I was going down a path and I've forgotten where it was going. Okay, so as you can see, this is a fleet battle. This is me actually using Leviathan. I've been very reluctant to. I'm just not enjoying it. Executor and Profundity did bring huge levels of enjoyment. This one, I mean, it's got some lovely graphics and whatnot, but yeah, it needs sorting. But to date, for me, other than doing some arena testing and basically just getting fed up either losing or timing out against Profundities, I've really only used Leviathan against Chimera so far. But yeah, I saw that I had this comp as an option. So thought, yeah, why not? Let's try it against. There was some confusion at the beginning. I couldn't remember why, and basically I'd put a similar first order fleet on my defense. Basically laziness or whatever. I haven't edited it, and so at present that's where my dagger's sitting. So if you're wondering where the dagger is, it's actually on defense here. So yeah, it took me a while to realize why I wasn't seeing it. Where'd it go? So graphically, I always struggle with, is Silencer stealthed? Because of course it's such a dark ship. Don't know if anyone else, so it's just a case of having to click on it to make sure that it is something that I can target. We've got rid of the tank, so obviously the next thing we really want to do is get rid of Silencer. I really don't have a good grasp of all the mechanics here, and I opt for using that one. Yay, it worked. So now I'm just thinking, let's get rid of the attacker who has the AoE. I don't mind an ability block if it comes from the shuttle. Let's go with what's this one do? Not much at all. Oh, but we do get the graphic up of I had been really tempted to use this as that red flame being gaslight. And I seriously feel like we've been gaslighted with Leviathan. Better than Profundity and Executor. is it. I mean, we struggle with counters for both of those, but hey ho, there it is. Thank you for watching.